Thank you, Prasanna. I think this was really interesting and encouraging, and actually I've been following this company on their journey in India for some time, and I think it's really encouraging and interesting. I'm looking forward to coming to India in late April to see how it develops and continue this process. And now I look forward to listen to Mr. Claes Ståhl. He's representing another solar-related company. It's a little bit more proven technology, I would say. So it's a little bit of a different perspective. So I hand it over to Mr. Claes Ståhl and to give an introduction of the company S-Solar.
Claes Ståhl. Good afternoon to all of you. My name is Claes Ståhl and I am the CMD and the key owner of S-Solar. Maybe more frequently recognized under its brand Sunstrip. The Sunstrip brand has been operating for the last 30 years and recognized in various parts of the world. Sorry for the flipping too fast. S-Solar is privately myself and a number of key investors from the UK, from England, with main focus on renewable energy. The S-Solar company was created as a holding company in 2007, acquiring the Sunstrip company that had been operating for the last 30 years, specializing on coating. Today, the S-Solar company is a leading company for solar energy technology, focusing on solar thermal systems, which means hot water, heating and cooling. So I will initially be precise on that we do not work with the photovoltaics technology, with the exception that we can complement the photovoltaics technology by cooling the PV panels. But our main focus is solar thermal systems and technology for heating and cooling. We have, since many years back, been a 95% export company out of Sweden. We have customers in more than 20 countries, a couple of joint venture companies, co-owned and operated in parts of the world. And our coating has and is holding a 5% global market share. And the backbone of the company is high performance, larger installations, of which we participated in more than 50% of the large installations currently in use in Europe, and some flagship key references in other parts of the world, including the Qingdao Olympic Village in China, and recently the largest solar cooling plant in the world in Singapore University. We use as a business model some key industrial partners in the European Union, of course, in Latin America primarily, in South Africa and parts of Asia, and recently we have put our focus on India. We use the partners both for distribution and R&D. Sorry, there seems to be some sort of misperception of the slides here. I apologize for this. I will try to fix this. Let me finalize this slide then by explaining in what areas the company operates. As mentioned, the backbone of the company is coating and heat transfer technology, where we have a series of proven technologies working across the world today. In addition to that, moving up the value chain, we have developed solar collector systems and panels, high-performance solar panels with a good top performance in terms of energy production at a price and quality ratio attractive in most parts of the world. The last the latest but not last product line that we have invested in is the building systems, mainly responding from the market of the need of having building integrated solution into facades and roofs, using the entire surface of a facade to work as a climate shell. So we worked with some of the leading firms in the world to comply with the industry standards of the construction industry and the real estate industry. The core of our technology and our knowledge is advanced coating using the nanotechnology, and we have developed an extensive product portfolio being used and has gained a lot of interest from the Asian market, moving into new customer segments. So this is the uniqueness and the key technology of S-Solar. On this picture you may see some of our strips technology products, where we work with sustainable materials as aluminum sheets. We have our own method, and we were actually first in the world to introduce this article is selective coating process, of which the production process has been patented since 1997. The special rhombic shaped flow, turbulent flow, is increasing the efficiency of the collectors, approaching the theoretical barriers or limits of the industry. Our specialty is the metallurgical bond between aluminum and copper to have those work together in at very high temperatures. The next slide, you can see the difference. If I look at, for example, China today, the black painted absorber is being used very commonly in the market because it's straightforward and technology and could be applied easily without any large investment costs, etc. But as you can see, even though the black painted absorber efficiency is seamlessly very high, it loses in emission of the sun rays or the sunlight compared to more advanced technologies. Also referring to China, Japan, and Thailand and other countries, the anodized absorber has been preferred for some time, but now in China it's being questioned as an unattractive technology to use because of the climate impact that the anodization process has to not only to with the emissions, but also to the unfriendly working environment for people who develops this. So I think in China the directions have been to move away from the anodized absorber. The sputtered absorber that Sunstrip and S-Solar produces it has some advantages over the other types of absorbers. And briefly, the sputtered absorbers can preferably be used both in standard flat plate collectors, reflector collectors, or vacuum tubes. But where we see an increasing demand for our sputtered strips is for the high temperature and high performance collectors in both district heating, primarily industrial process heating, a growing area, also in India, what I understand, and the solar cooling applications. So for Singapore University, these strips are being used to create the world's largest solar cooling plant or installation in the world. The different surfaces being sputtered on the aluminium metal is first of all a protection layer for the metal, and then the most advanced, the 150 nanometers thick absorption layer with a composite that is to maximize the absorption of the invisible sun rays and sunlight while reducing the emission. So the performance today, using also an anti-reflection layer to prevent, is 96% of the sunlight is being absorbed, and only 5 to 6% being emitted in emission, which creates this opportunity to go beyond the 200 degrees, even up to 400 degrees Celsius in hot water production required for many industries. The production process patented by Sunstrip and S-Solar has 3 main parts: the roll-bound part, the cleaning part of the metals, and then the batch process sputtering part. It's a 24/7 type of production process, which makes it very attractive and could produce very large amounts of strips around the clock, basically. The process is then highly automated and has a technological edge to it. Moving on, I mentioned before that the investments being made during the recent years is partly going into a new type of coating. And the name of this coating is a general one. If you go into Wikipedia or any other information source, you can learn that sol gel is a generic word for application of a very thin surface to change the surface characteristics and functions. The reason why we went into this together with the one of the leading universities in Sweden, the Ångström's laboratory in Uppsala, is that we recognized an increasing demand from our customers to expand and to have a more cost-efficient coating than was existing in the marketplace, and especially made for certain applications. And as the word says, it's more than just the surface. What is then sol gel? It's a new type of patented coating technology. We also achieved a patent for the Indian market. That through another type of chemical process, a wet chemical process, can produce a hardened, multifaceted surface, not only for solar thermal applications, but we have done it initially for solar thermal applications. As mentioned, we have developed that in close cooperation with R&D partners, very large companies in the aluminium sector, as well as in the real estate and architecture sector. And we've used 10 plus years to develop that, and we're now ready for commercialization. This has been tested, certified, and qualified by a number of companies and testing institutions. And the technology is based on the composite being briefly described in the picture down below to the right. What are the advantages of sol gel? First of all, it has an advanced quality and performance. But maybe more importantly, we have responded to some of the requirements from the market, from construction companies, building materials companies, glass manufacturers, to provide a surface that could handle different levels of moisture and heat. It has an optimized optical performance too, with a 97% absorption of the sunlight. It is also an environmental friendly production process, with basically no emissions. And very few technologies could actually say that. We're using proven coating techniques, so there's a low risk production technology used, including a slot die technique and heating techniques. The technical platform is scalable and can be used for many different type of applications. We have now a very short lead time to full-scale production, and can ensure flexible processing of different materials, molding, bending, and coloring too, which is one of the demands from the construction and real estate industry and architects, of course, to create different patterns and bend the material in different shapes, responding to the architectural flexibility. So there are some attractive tailoring options here using sol gel. Of course, the main function or the application is to create a low emission roof or facades to reduce the need for cooling or heating of buildings. And this is what we call the climate shell function or the building envelope function. It could create a harder and more sustainable surface, also on softer materials than like aluminium, but also other types of material. It could provide corrosion protection on metals. It could react dirt, and it could be self-cleaning. And it can create a luminous, different light colors activated by UV or IR. And it certainly works as an anti-reflection surface, which makes it attractive to various industries, not only the solar thermal and building facade industries, but also to the aerospace industry, the automotive industry, etc. And it has a very low heating emission. So the heat can certainly be reused in the buildings. The concept that we work with is the climate shield, which has proven in Europe to be a leading concept being spoken about and interest gained, but also raising the demand for technologies reducing the need of energy and providing an attractive design feature, also to increase the value of the building. Mentioning again China or the UK as two examples, there are a number of green building or LEED and BREEAM ambition projects in those countries where they see that this technology will increase the value of the building, which has been proven in several studies. It's also safe and economically viable long term, lasting more than 30 years, and has been extensively tested in age chambers and by independent test institutes, providing both a safe surface and economically viable, less expensive than many of the facade materials used today in high-end market buildings. If we move on to the more enhanced products, the solar panels, the solar facades, in which we plan to use Sol-Gel 2. We have laid out a new platform, like the automotive industry. We have developed a technical platform that we name Prisma, which is more than just a facade, providing the green energy. It has a high aesthetic value, and it is proven to be economical compared to traditional technology. What is then Prisma? It's an innovative facade elements that could reduce the need for energy with more than 50% by insulating the building from heating and cooling. It has a multifunction element to it, not only to protect but also to generate energy. It is also an architectural design element to create a flexible and expressive look of the building. We call it the white concept, and as you can see, this is a high-end market building in our capital of Sweden, the implementation in Stockholm. We call it the white concept, based on the leading architect firm that has been our partners in developing this. This is an illustration of how the facade could look like when an integrated solar thermal solution is used in a nice way in the building. These 4 pictures describes how an architect would use solar thermal in more advanced buildings. In more residential buildings, it could of course be used on the roofs and the facades. But we have worked extensively to make this a high-end product, high-end market product. What is then different? As being said before, the climate shield reduces the need for heating and cooling, and it replaces standard wall structures. It's easy to install since it has been developed together with key building systems and glass companies providers. And it's available both in a building systems format or a cladding version being made available for refurbishment of older buildings too. It has a long length of life, it's 100% recyclable, and comes in different sizes based on the standard nominal size. And it's a true technical platform for multiple new products. It's like a LED TV, and the difference compared to most of the solar thermal panels that you see in the market today is that it's thin. It's no more than 5 centimeters, and the weight is only 8 kilos compared to 40 plus kilos for the traditional panels. It's fully integratable, works in both new constructions and refurbishments. It's been fully certified and given Solar Key Mark tests in Europe. The Solar Key Mark test has very strong requirements and is being used in many parts of the world. It is aesthetical and ultra-thin design. You can choose choices and colors. It's patented and totally sealed, which is also different from other types of panels. It comes with montage kits, so it's easily mounted. A facade could be mounted just in a couple of days. The advantage is it's a unique product concept, reducing the need for energy. It has been proven compliant with industry standards of facades and buildings, the long lifespan, the green energy with 0 emissions. It can provide a fixed low energy price for the next 30 years, independent of gas prices and oil crises. And it increases the market value of the building. From an operator or a co-owner of this, it presents a very attractive market potential. It is definitely ready for large-scale market launch in other countries. It has been confirmed by architects and can then gain interest of architects in other countries. We work with some of the leading European global architect firms already today. It has gained interest from the construction industry and real estate holders, and also from tenants. In Stockholm, there has been some requirements made by tenants to have this type of technology into office buildings. And it's patented in the main markets today. And it ensures the important points in the green building classifications. We are already now launching new collections with the new designs based on this technical platform to respond to specific project requirements. On this page you can see what I call the classical collectors, which we call the Orbit for roof and wall integration. This is an even more higher performance product related to industrial processing and similar applications. It's also very fast mounted. As you can see, it's very standardized and could be assembled in larger pieces and put on the roof or the facades. The application areas where we work the most is multifamily houses, hospitals, hotels, retail centers and malls. Official buildings have become a growing sector for us because the governments wants to show that their buildings are also providing green energy. And of course the office buildings, the high-scale buildings. Some of the new products in pipeline, we're also moving indoors. We have indoor shading and climate systems using the dynamic shutters. And you can see the strips that we started the presentation with shown at the window, creating the necessary protection for the sun. Some reference projects, downtown Stockholm, a high-scale building being refurbished, some district heating plants in Austria, the combination of biomass and solar, providing an entire city with solar energy. The largest district heating plant in the world in Denmark, named Marstal. The numbers down below doesn't really match now. It has been doubled to 36,000 square meters. S-Solar in India. Personally, I worked a lot with Indian companies. My background is the stock exchange industry, and I've also been one of the key owners of a consulting and outsourcing firm named Accenture, operating out of Bangalore today. The stock exchange industry, we worked extensively with HCL Technologies outside Delhi, with very long-term contracts of maintaining and developing technology for stock exchanges. That later on led to a contract with the Mumbai Stock Exchange, providing that with the stock exchange with a new trading engine. That, together with my co-partners' investment in wind power in India and our CTO's background in the nuclear industry in India, has led to that our main focus today is to find a key partner, one or more key partners in India, to not only to develop the Indian market, but also to give an India partner access to a global network that we currently have. We deliberately use the word acquisition as the common denominator of our ambitions for India. We believe India is an increasingly interesting market with the rapid growth of the solar thermal market from the current 2 million square meters to an estimated target of 20 million square meters just in 3 to 5 years. So we're looking for a key partner to presumably set up a JV in India. What will this give a partner? It will give immediate access to superior and proven products and production technology. We're ready to move some of our production technology to India. It will get access to the S-Solar R&D portfolio in solar technology and production management in this area. It will also give access to new markets and revenue streams through an established customer and partner network that we have in more than 20 countries. We have an experienced board and management team, including some very key advisors, and among them a very reputable scientist out of Delhi. It could also have the potential to accelerate the growth of an SME or even a larger company in India through a strategic partnership or an acquisition of assets, or and it could accelerate and shorten the time for a higher valuation of the company and preparing for a potential IPO at one of my old clients, the Mumbai Stock Exchange. So what is S-Solar seeking for India? An Indian strategic business partner, either for transfer or acquisition technology, both the coating and the solar thermal technology. We could think about setting up a joint venture company with shared risks and investments. And we will also look favorably into an Indian investor into our company today that could accelerate our R&D plans for the future with the outcome of transferring that to our Indian partner. That was my presentation, and I apologize for somewhat disrupted presentation in the beginning. I don't know what happened to the slides, but I'm sure you can access this in some way afterwards. You can also look into our website, ssolar.com, to get more information. Thank you for listening.